looks like we have one more entity to blame in the Parkland, Florida high school Valentine's Day shooting which left 17 people dead. It seems Broward County schools intentionally created a few policies from 2010 through 2016 which could have led to the 2018 mass school shooting in Parkland. And who instituted these policies? You guessed it, school board members, which tend to be far-left hacks who protect the communist teachers as they indoctrinate our children with leftist ideology. The Miami-Dade and Broward County school districts enacted a few policies which beg us to ask the question if they did indeed lead up to this Valentine's Day massacre. The policies were called diversionary programs and were put in place in order to stop high school students from being arrested. Law enforcement was instructed to avoid arrests and defer criminal conduct to school administrators instead. You have got to be kidding. The problem of the conflicted policy versus legality policy is that, like everything from the liberal spectrum, it worsened over time as the police excused much more than misdemeanor crimes. Over time, this led to police officers falsifying documents in order to abide by the strict school regulation, which led to the hiding of criminal activity, lying on official police reports, and even hiding stolen merchandise police retrieved from high school students. Looking back, we can see the whole Trayvon Martin thing could have actually been avoided if maybe the correct departments could have stopped his delinquent behavior. Via the last refuge, in 2012 Trayvon Martin was one of those students. It was our initial FOIA requests to the Miami-Dade School Police Department which revealed the secret discipline and diversionary program Trayvon Martin was granted to avoid a criminal record. The school board and MDSPD kept trying to hide the issue. They delayed responses and charged us thousands for FOIA information, but we knew this story was huge, so we kept going. Specifically, Trayvon Martin's criminal conduct was hidden behind school discipline. Stolen jewelry was recorded as random found items, the jewelry just intentionally placed in storage with no investigation. Trayvon's possession of marijuana was similarly obfuscated, and all of the incident reports were intentionally falsified by officials and school resource officer Daryl Dunn to avoid the criminal justice system. It is all well documented. None of this is supposition. Our research discovered sworn affidavits from the police department here. No one was ever been held to account. It was just too politically dangerous an issue. SRO Dunn never filed a criminal report, nor opened a criminal investigation surrounding the stolen jewelry. Instead, and as a result of pressure from MDSPD Chief Hurley to avoid criminal reports for blackmail students, Dunn wrote up the jewelry as found items, and transferred them, along with a burglary tool, to the Miami-Dade Police Property Room where they sat on a shelf unassigned to anyone for investigation. A separate report of criminal mischief T08809 was filed for the additional issue of writing WTF on a school locker. It was the search for the marker used to write the graffiti that led to the backpack search. The school discipline suspension was attached to the graffiti and not the stolen jewelry. The connections between the police burglary report and the school report of found items were never made because the regular police detective in charge of the burglary case had no idea the school police department had filed a found items report. Two differing police departments, and the school officer, Dunn, intentionally took the criminal element out of the equation, instead preferring school discipline and not criminal adjudication. And it wasn't just Trayvon Martin. There were hundreds of similar actions taken by conflicted school resource officers, totaling thousands of crimes over the course of just the first few years of these programs 2010 through 2013. CTH contacted the Miami-Dade School District, every single school board member, and the Broward County School District, to warn them of what was taking place. We provided thousands of pages of sworn affidavits and transcribed testimony from law enforcement. We spent several $1,000s locating, transcribing and assembling the documents and evidence, and hundreds more hours compiling all the information. We sent all of it to both school districts and both school superintendents. Their response: go away. This school shooting is what happens when a school board along with local and national politicians weaponize kids in order to push their own failed ideology. This was all brought to us by the Barack Hussein Obama administration, who made it okay to treat students with white gloves, which in turn gave us a generation of snowflakes. These policies might very well be the reason why, although the police were called to Cruz residence 39 times in 7 years, they never did anything. Was it because they didn't want to do anything, or that they couldn't follow us on Facebook? From the web powered by Zergnet awkward Olympics wardrobe malfunctions, you can't unsee the real reason you don't hear about LeAnn Rimes anymore. You have to see Meghan Markle's natural hair. This figure skating move was too provocative for the Olympics. The truth about Chip Gaines: here's who Jackie Kennedy thought had her husband killed.